Hi, hello. Hi, just thought I would come on. I just checking in kind of when I should be doing readings again, really, or doing almost like feels like intuitive, like energy reports, really. So I've massively felt there's like been a big shift. It has been with me anyway over the last few days. The energy seems to be softer. I don't know. We're coming into Pisces season. Um, just going intuitively. We're also clearing out, maybe on a physical level, like clearing out things around us that no longer serve us. It's always a time, spring cleaning is to bring in fresh energy. So that might be something that you might want to do at this time. But it's also a clearing out of maybe thoughts, feelings, patterns of behaviour, that kind of thing that have been maybe in your head as well over maybe the last few years. So it's about what I feel it's like really focusing on the new coming forward, particularly, and what we focus on grows really. So say hi if you're here. Hi, I don't know who's here. Someone's here. So let's just see. I just pulled a few cards. I just thought it was a story that was coming in, and it always seems to be the way that I use cards. Is that you just tune into like a different consciousness really when you do it. So I've got mending. I feel. It's a great card. These are Colette Baron Reid's cards. So it is about mending. I kind of get with that. It's like mending our hearts at the moment, really, particularly for the last few years with what's been going on. There's kind of like pink energy around, and it's like maybe drawing that energy into your heart if you kind of need a bit of healing. Rose quartz is also the crystal that's for kind of healing. Particularly, you can actually put it in water and drink it as well. Obviously go with your own advice. I'm not a doctor. But you can wear like rose quartz bracelets. It's very good for if you've been through grief or you felt there's been grief around, that kind of thing. But it does feel like this is a mending of our hearts and a kind of a reconfiguring back to kind of almost like a new energy. So it's really like where we put our focus now is what we are going to get co-create with the universe very much. So what we think about, what we read, what we talk about comes into manifestation. And I get very quickly now, particularly interesting on this co-create. You've got the owl on the tightrope. So life might be really tight, or you might have felt at the moment kind of that there is always wisdom in everything. As we walk and we transverse maybe from one side to another. So metaphorically, that's what I'm saying. You've got the kind of panther energy above here, but it's sitting. But there's a sense of feeling being drawn to the owl and to the wisdom. So even though you think there are bigger energies around, or maybe even predators around at this time, always know that you've got your inner wisdom here. So maybe like coming back to yourself, really. And you'll always, it's interesting, you always find a way to escape something as well. So that's interesting. If you feel like you're in a kind of quandary at the minute, you'll find a way to escape any problems or any struggles or any things that you've got going on at the moment. You'll find a way. I get the human spirit is very, very resilient at this time. So, and I get, so it's like, it's happy. So if over the last few years you really haven't consciously trained your mind to actually focus on the happy things, which is, if we read all the media, which, as I know, and I'm sure everyone on my page knows, really, there's a load of propaganda around at the moment. So we can't believe everything that we're seeing on so many levels. And so it's like where you put your focus and where they have tried to put our focus too. But so, it has been to try and take us away from our own happiness and joy. And actually that's still there. So everything in life is yin and yang. And after sad times, there are always good times. But that deep inner happiness, peace and knowing and joy is always still there. And you can be happy at this time, even though you feel there's other things around. And it's still really important to focus on your own joy and your own happiness at this time, and being drawn to that's the kind of key to life going forward. So it is about observing what's going on, having empathy for what's going on, but also now actually focusing on what brings you joy and what brings you happiness each day. And if you're not doing that, to do that, at least I get being told kind of like 5 times a day, we're really focusing on what makes you happy, go where the energy feels lighter at this time, particularly if you're a real empath. And chop wood, which is always about keeping doing things, don't give up around things. Small steps, even baby steps in the right direction, will kind of take you to where you need to go. And that's around everything in life, really, isn't it? So whatever situation you're in, whatever health you're in, whatever financial straits you're in, if you just keep moving towards more of what you want in your life, then that is, it can't not happen. And that's the kind of energy I feel around that one. And then the card of like imagine. So it is about imagining. So where you vision, what you create, everything in the universe, everything, every invention, everything that's come into human form has been a dream of somebody at some point. Even the electric light bulb, even huge massive ships, all kinds of things. It's all been a dream of someone on a piece of paper at some point. So what do you want to write down onto a piece of paper that you want to bring in to manifestation and form in the coming year, particularly? When you write things down, it actually works on the neural pathways of the brain far better, and even science has proved that, really. So rather than even typing on computers, writing things down really helps us at this time. And the last card I pulled, the overall one I actually pulled last, was like treasure. There is still treasure around. Again, you might be kind of going through watery emotions at the minute or around some things, but there's still treasure, and there's still, and I get almost like love energy and heart energy kind of around at the moment, particularly. And I just feel the energy's softened. I don't know whether you've noticed it as well, but it feels like it's softened quite a bit, even around the collective things. And I think more things are coming up and out, and there's a huge amount of love we're seeing coming into the world at the moment. And I get everything's not as it seems, not as you read, particularly. But I just thought I'd do a very short reading around what I'm feeling. So I'm sallyjfrancis.com, and I'm around for readings and soul plans and EFT, if you care to connect with me. When I do readings with people, how I work is that you ask me a question and then an area, and then I can just go into the energy of things. That's how I really work really well. And the soul plan readings I'm doing as well at the moment. I'm still offering a discount of those at the moment if anyone would like one of those. Just being drawn to gifts. So we all have gifts. It's about accepting the real you and stepping into the freedom of knowing and loving the real you. There is no freedom in knowing that you are, there is freedom in knowing that you are enough every day, in every moment. And your only job is to love you exactly as you are. When you are authentic, you give others the chance to be the same. And I think that's really true. And I think, we've seen everyone being kind of vulnerable at the moment as well. I think it's really great that we can, accept that we have a right to our emotions as well at this time, particularly. I'm just going to leave it at that, I think, actually. The light's not good here. I can't really see too well. But yeah, so sometimes it's about letting go. We might not see everything that's going to come forward at the minute, but don't worry about that. There's definitely an energy about trusting at the moment. So if you're in that fear energy, just keep doing the things that bring you comfort and joy at the moment, particularly. And I get a lot of things will be revealed. And I get everything's not as bad as people make out around all kinds of things. And I get judgments will be formed, but I get at the moment it's about letting go of judgment, letting go of things, perceptions and things that you might have thought. It's also about reevaluating things that you might have thought were stuck in your mind or around certain things happening in the world. Just kind of like stepping back, observing, being much more of a critical observer at this time. I feel that's the kind of energy that's coming through. So I just thought I'd do a quick chat and I'll come back again soon, perhaps announce it a bit more. But yeah, I hope you're having a really good day, and stay in your light, stay bright, and yeah, focus on what you want to bring into the world at the moment. Take care. Lots of love. Bye for now.